Good morning. I'm so happy to see you again today. Today we're going to have 3 parts to our lesson. First, I'm going to give you video directions in this recording to walk you through our nature exploration. Second, you're going to go to the slideshow and listen to the story Not a Stick. And then you can also review the steps that I'm going to explain to you in this video today. And last, you're going to tape a recording. So let's walk through all the directions for today's assignment step by step. So first, you're going to go out into your yard to do another nature exploration. And we're going to be using our senses of sight, hearing, smelling, and touch today. First, we're going to use our eyes and ears and noses to try to locate different animals in your backyard or your front yard. Last week, we were looking at plants. This week, our focus is animals. When I did that this morning, I found a rabbit, some squirrels, I smelled a skunk, I heard a bird in my tree, and I know that it was a sparrow by the sound of the voice. I saw a ladybug on one of my flowers and a snail underneath a leaf. And as I was walking to my car, by one of the rocks I accidentally bumped into, there was a little roly-poly. I wonder what you will find at your house. So I want you to go out with your family and do some exploring just like we did last week. The second part is going to be a creation activity. So I had this problem. Last week we were doing science and technology, and I realized that I haven't done the E in STEAM, engineering, because we don't have a lot of supplies at home. So my problem was, what could we do for engineering and creating if you don't have a lot of supplies at home, and I don't have a way to get supplies to over 700 students. So I thought, I bet you everybody has a stick in their backyard. And one of my favorite books is Not a Stick. So I thought, well, that would be perfect. We can use the book Not a Stick and the sticks you find in your backyard to do our creation for today, to do our engineering. So what I would like you to do is, after you explore your backyard and listen and look and smell for animals, then I want you to find an interesting shaped stick. So I found this really long stick, and I found some smaller ones. So you're going to gather the sticks that you find in your yard. 1 or 2 is fine. And then you're going to use that for the activity today. And the activity today is to imagine what the stick could be turned into. Now, the story will help you with ideas, but I also have an idea on the slideshow. So you're going to use your imagination to draw a picture of your Not a Stick creation. So in this one, I took the stick and I taped it down. So I actually used the actual stick. And then I drew around it. So that's not a stick. That's a beautiful flower. So I used the shape to let me think of something I could create it into. When you do your own drawing, you can tape down the stick if you would like to, or you could draw it. If you're drawing it, I want to make sure that it's not so small that I can't see it. So one thing I'd like you to do is to make sure that you draw very big on your paper so that I can see it. And then when you're drawing it, I also want you to draw the actual shape you see. Here you can see I did that. So I took the stick and I drew the shape first, and then I added in my flower idea. You might also notice that I showed the same color of the object here. That's really important for scientists, that we're going to show the same color that we see. And then I labeled it with the word flower, and I wrote Miss McCormick and my date. Now, I know a lot of you are just learning to write, so it's okay if you get help with writing your name and the date. And if you want to try a sentence, that's fine too. Here's another idea that my neighbor Cole had. He read the book and he said, that is not a stick, that's a rainbow. And he turned it into a rainbow and he taped his stick down on it to be part of the rainbow. My niece, Fatima, wrote the letter Y because she noticed that the shape of the stick reminded her of a letter Y, so she turned her stick into the letter Y. I'm wondering, what will you turn your stick into? Go ahead and read the book after you finish this video and get more ideas and then start your exploration. Once you have gone on the nature walk and observed animals, and you've had a time to use a piece of paper and your crayons to create, I'd like you to send a recording to me again this week. So you'll be doing that on the Schoology course just like you did last week. You're going to record yourself saying your first and last name. You're going to share what animals you observed on your nature walk. And you're going to show your Not a Stick creation to me and describe your favorite part. So I'm going to demonstrate that. So my name is Miss McCormick. And I'm going to borrow this one. And the animals that I noticed today, I saw a rabbit hopping away when I opened the door and went into the yard. I observed a ladybug on a flower, a snail under a leaf, a slug, well actually that's not the right name, the roly-poly under the rock, and a black and brown squirrel chasing each other in the tree. And I heard a bird, and I think it was in my pine tree, but it was hidden under the leaves. I had a lot of fun exploring my nature walk. And then this is the Not a Stick creation. And the favorite part I like of this creation is that it was labeled and that there were so many pretty colors: red, brown, orange, purple, and blue. So it used most of the colors in the crayon box. That's all for the directions this week. So the next step, so step 2, is to go to the slideshow and listen to the story. And you can go through the slides again if you need a reminder on how to do the activity. And then the third thing you're going to do is to record yourself on Schoology. I give you up to 5 chances to submit it. So if you like the first one and you're done, then you can just hit submit and send it to Miss McCormick. But if you want to add something, you can do a second and all the way up to 5 recordings. So second, third, fourth, and fifth. Most people will get it done in one, but I don't. I want to make sure that there is enough chances for you to get it just how you want it to send it to me. Thanks for learning about engineering with me and solving problems. So next week, we're going to continue thinking about what kind of supplies do we have at home that we can use for our next exploration. So I want you to start looking in your recycle bin and say, what can I find in my recycle bin that I might be able to use for next week's engineering exploration? Can't wait to see you next time. If you have any questions, just send me a message in Schoology. Bye for now. See you next week.